hands. Yep. So, any guesses on the scores for this? Zero. Oh, everyone believes in you here, mate. Everyone believes in you. If you hit the board, like that's a good start. I think you need to move. I'm gonna give you that again because if that's the best you can do, I'll be a bit worried. So you see the two little white things on the string, but at the back where you put the arrow on the string on the back. If you move the arrow down a bit, no, that's the right way up. So yeah, move the arrow where you've clipped the arrow onto the string. Move that down. Yeah, there we go. Or a bit. Yeah, to there, all the way to there. Move the arrow down all the way to there. Oh, look at this. This is going to be a 10. I believe this is going to be a 10. But back for. Zero. Nissy, you should be. This is a serious threat here to your 6. Can you hit the board? Oh, look at this. This has got power in it. This is. Oh, look at that. 0 again. Yeah. But it's an improvement though. We actually hit the board. So we're getting there. So Nissy, you should be worried. He could get an 8. He could get a 10. He could still beat you. Nah. Chris, if you're ever gonna get a 10 in a game, now will be the time to do it. Oh, you have scored 0 3 times, so yeah, if you want to pick the arrows up, put them back over here. Does anyone else want to go? Oh, Isabel. Oh, I obviously didn't see those. 2 10s, 3 10s. I think he did. He got 6. Come on, Isabel. Bit too high. So you've got the power. Ooh, 1-4. Nissy, this is a threat to you. Another 4, and you've been beaten. If you get a 4 or higher, you take the lead. Go on, Isabel. Everyone wants you to do this apart from Nissy. Okay, apart from Nissy. Oh, is that a 2? Aaron, you're the referee that's quite close. What do you reckon? No, that's a 2. That is a 2. Joint first place. So, does anyone else want to have a go? Anyone else? Christy! I'm just trying to think of names that sound like Chris's that just aren't Chris, so that's where you have to go. So, spray your hands with some gel. We're expecting big things. Come on, Christy. Oh! Did... All right. Do. Can you turn my mic on? Josh. Cheers. So currently in joint first place is Nissy and Isabel. And in second place, joint second place, also joint last place, is Chris and Christy. Woo, it'll bounce there. Ooh. Oh. Come on, Dylan. You can't lose because there's two other people who've got 0 as well. So, lads. Oh, you hit the board. So, that's a good start, but it's no points. Nice one, Dylan. All right, so we will have... Oh, I think we've run out of time. I'm joking. Chris, you've been a good sport about it. Spray your hands, have a go. Right, so, Chris, the only reason I'm letting you go is because I think you can do better. Well, than him, yes, I think you can do better than 0. This could take a long time. Zero! Currently on 0. Kyle, what advice would you give to Chris right now? Oh, be a better version of yourself. That's a good piece of advice. Yeah, I wouldn't stand. Yeah, that's got a dangerous place to be sitting when he's got a bow and arrow. Does that count? Kyle said yes. You've got 0 so far. Oh! What? What is this? Nah, I'm sorry. That's definitely an 8. Look at the center of that. Look. Right, so my fourth ref over here has decided to like close his eyes because that's definitely an 8. Nah. 8. Yeah, thank you. Nah, I've sued you. I've employed Chris as your replacement. So currently Chris Corbin is winning this, so we might... Right, does anyone think they're quite good at this? Does anyone think we can have another person to go to beat Chris? Okay. You are currently winning, so unless you knock that arrow off and then you lose. If you were like a real archer, you're like, everyone be asking, like, finish shooting all their arrows. You used to be on the first one. Oh, the knee! You can do what you want as long as it hits the board. There we go. So you've got 8 points. That's quite good. But now Nevaeh's going to come up and have a go. It doesn't matter. Oneighty reckons she can beat you. No, you're not. So put some hand stuff on. Oneighty, do you reckon you can do it? Okay, you shouldn't have put your hand up when you said about beating Chris then. Hello. Hello. Oh, it works. Hey. So, don't bother putting your hands on your head anymore. Like, I don't know why I said that. It just makes you look stupid, and it's quite funny because you all went like. But anyway, so next one, Chris Corbin, acting champion. What? What did you say? And bats, how bats make noises. So, Chris has already broken the game. So, moving on. Anyone else want to make a noise of their animal? Nevaeh, stand up. There we go. Nice and easy. Can anyone think of a stupid animal that makes like a weird noise? Yeah, stand up. So, you're not supposed to tell everyone the name of the animal before. It makes it really easy for us to guess it. But, yeah. Chris, the real world does not have Alex the lion and Mardy the zebra going around. Exactly, yeah. Okay, who else had an animal? Stand up then, Chris. Yeah. Have you got one, Elaine? Mouse. Dolphin. Can anyone do a really good dolphin noise? Put in. I used to be able to, but I can't remember how I did it anymore. Off you go. Easy. It's not a pig. Is it a buffalo? What's that one that like looks like a pig but isn't a pig? Yeah. There you go. Warhog. There we go. I think Chris said that right at the start, to be fair. All right, so. All right. Do we have techie stuff? So, could we do Quiplash? All right, so it's been a while since some of you have played Quiplash, unless you play it in your free time. So we have a choice. We can do Quiplash. We can have the drawing one, where you've got a bid on drawings and stuff. Who wants the drawings one? Who wants Quiplash? Right, unfortunately, because democracy, we're going to do Quiplash. Well, more people voted for Quiplash, so we're going to go with Quiplash. It was 3-6, so you significantly lost. So, get your phones out. There should be quite good because most of you get games.
Rest in peace, the stream.
What's the code?
Put in. We should play Among Us. Oh, mate, that game is the worst. I don't even know what the code is, mate. Josh, do we have a code for Quiplash? Ooh, hey. Oh no, I forgot that Sandeep wants. I haven't even got on the website yet. All right, I'm in. So, oh no, let's just start. If people are slow, people are slow. Who's going to win this? All right, so we have Sandeep, who's never won Criplash before. Did she? I don't think she has. There was that time the game broke and it said she won, but I'm in the audience. I can't actually lose today. That's quite good. Two, three, go. Oh, Chris, first with the answers. Oh. Oh, Sandeep's got her answers in. Crisscross is in. How do you reckon your spelling is today, mate? It's when you go, oh, sorry, I spelt it wrong, so everyone knows it's yours. Unknown is in. Shh is in. Oh, Vernon 2. Vernon's in. Who's Vernon 2? Are you Vernon or Vernon 2? Who else called themselves Vernon? Graffiti you might find in a kindergarten or by Van Gogh. Unlucky, Sandeep. Van TikTok. TikTok will be. There's a few TikTok fans in here. The big conspiracy that nobody even suspects. Your parents or my sister is smart. Okay. Who wrote that out of you two? I'm hoping that people just haven't read the questions so far. Vernon 2. Could you vote on that one? Could you vote on that one? All right, okay. Trash talk, you would hear a chest beat. Move and I'll kill you, or that I would win. Oh no, I accidentally voted for Sandeep's one. Okay, the human body is approximately 80% John Cena or dumb. Dur, 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 dur. Unlucky there, Christy. Whoever put this, Tom Hell what, is not actually a word. Vernon 2. Can you vote? Could you vote on it? Ooh. Sandeep, supporting. Are you really that scary? You've got an, yeah, you have got an elf jumper on there, mate. Okay, so after round one, Chris Cross is leading, Shami in second, Sandeep in third. When it next time it comes up, you had to see because you. You got a whole 70 seconds to put your answers in. Put in. Okay, so you got 20 seconds left-ish. Vernon, have you put your answers in yet? Vernon, have you put your answers in? The real Vernon has been revealed. Yours were up there ages ago. He was still typing. Oh, my name's there. Oh, it's not a good thing though. I don't know, I'm replacing somebody when they die for something. Come up with a really bad football penalty that begins with intentional. Supporting Arsenal. Ooh, intentional dabbing. Dabbing is not that bad, guys. I think it's only you, though. You said you're good at archery as well. His first loser. Okay, quite good answers. It's when it's Vernon versus Vernon 2. Nah, the real Vernon. Would you wear, like, a jumper that's made out of, like, plastic bottles? Or something like that? There's a lot of Jesuses in that one. I think Sandeep might have taken the lead. How am I getting the blame here? Someone's put a very, very good answer there, but they've even put amen as well. Like, they've ended it properly. If Sandeep's put this as well, like, I've just given them more points. Oh, crisscross. Good answer, mate. Shammy got out Jesused on a round. Okay, so what would make baseball more entertaining to watch? If the ball was Chris's head, or to whack someone in the head? Okay, a business or service that shouldn't have a drive-through window, a funeral service or a baptism service. Who's put this? Oh, it was Elaine. Got you some points. Ooh. All right, here we go. Who's first? Who's first? Crisscross has somehow made it in the lead. All right, guys. For this last round, make sure you're nice about people. We've sort of forgotten how to be nice, so don't bait anyone out really hard. You haven't won yet, Chris. You're very passionate about this game of Quick Lunch. I love how someone's tried to use the number 3 to like censor their answer. I don't think the word is or Christy would be an issue though. Christy baiting out herself, nice. After Christy said you were smart. Oh. Has that been enough for Sandeep? Oh, 3rd and 2 might have taken this. This is going to be close. No. All right, here we go. Here we go. Ooh. All right, well done, Chris. It hurts me to say, but well done. I don't think I've ever wished like Sandeep had won more. Anyway, Will is gonna share some stuff with you guys. I'm not sure if he's ready to do that. You good? Yeah, Will's gonna come up and share some stuff. So. If we settle down and listen to him for a few minutes. Yeah, I think we should all give Chris a silent round of applause. Like you do on Zoom when you don't want to like make loads of noise. Yeah. If everyone like actually like pretends to mute themselves and then we can say well done to Chris and they just won't really like. Do, 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 do. I am the voice inside Will's head.
Hello. Yay! Here we go. Wagwan. How we doing? We okay? Right, do me a favour, fellas and ladies. If you've got your phone out, can you make sure it's on the notes page rather than chatting to whoever you're chatting to? All right? Just because I think it's good if we can focus, you'll get more out of it. It's really important that we can apply ourselves, okay? So it is so good for us to be back in the building. Who's loving being back? It's nice just to see your faces. I'm not even going to make a joke about that. Chris, well done. It's only took you about 9 months to win a game, so well done on that one. And what's the final aspect? Hard work, dedication, and... For the benefit of YouTube Live, Chris tried to quote a 180 motto, and he got it wrong. So it's hard work, dedication, and God. You've forgotten the biggest element there. But you know, I forgive you. You're okay. Yeah, cool, nice one. Right, who joined us on Tuesday or Thursday for small groups? Some of us did. Wicked, good. We were talking about growth. Not talking about like after Christmas when you've stuffed too much food. We're talking about growth, we're talking about growing. And I need your help, to be fair, because this message I'm going to give to you is called Turn It Up. Right, so every time I say turn it up, you got to say it back, but you got to say it with a bit of COVID-friendly gusto. So if I say turn it up, you go. Turn it up, turn it up. That was terrible. That was dreadful. Let's try it again. Do you know when you just got like a bit, turn it up? That sort of thing. Let's try it again. So this message is called turn it up. Turn it up. There we go. That's the one. And every time I say turn it up, is there like an echo or a delay or something? Like when you're in the building, you can't blame it on buffering. You just got to listen. Every time I say that phrase, you need to say it back because we're talking about growth. We're talking about getting bigger. We're talking about improvement. And the phrase turn it up. You guys are sad, man. You're sad. That phrase was in this YouTube video. I'm obviously a music teacher, and there's the most awesome samba Brazilian geezer, and he had like this band behind him, and he'd just say, yippee, like just random stuff like this, and one of his phrases was, turn it up! And the band did what you just did, and they shout, turn it up. And the reason that he did that is because every time he said turn it up, a bit of energy entered into the room, just like every time you say turn it up, we're getting the same thing, okay? And the point of growing is to get a bit more energy, is to get a bit more progress, and that is what I'm going to be talking about. So this time of year normally, we talk about growth, we talk about the new year and New Year resolutions. Who's made a New Year resolution before? Plenty. Who's kept them till February? Christy's like, yeah, sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Here's some resolutions. You can chuck your hand up if you got this. So put your hand up if you've said, I want to do better in school. Nerd. Jokes. Put your hands up if you've ever said, this year I'm going to eat healthier. I've done that one. Lasted a week. How about this one? Exercise more. That's like an old person one. You guys are old. That's normally what happens when you start growing like I'm approaching 30s belly. If you're on YouTube, tell us what is a New Year's resolution that you have tried to attempt. But it's about this time of the year that we think about what we're going to grow into. We think about turning it up. We think about growth and all of that stuff. my question is, we've already had a whole year in 2020. What have you achieved? I know my group on Tuesday, we talked about some of the things we tried to improve on. Shami said, this year I've improved at sleeping. She got better at sleeping. Anybody else get better at sleeping in 2020? Nissy is like, yeah, that is me. That is my jam. You are cool. Thank you. I didn't know how to respond to it, so I just called you cool. If in doubt, just be nice to people. It's a life lesson. Here's a few things I got better at, mainly because I was rubbish to begin with, but I got a bit better at baking. I went through a phase of baking sourdough bread, which is like really cool. It's really really artistic. I got better at baking. I got better at carpentry. Thank you, because there's carpentry is like, I'm just saying I'm kind of like Jesus. I'm really good at stuff with wood. But I made a window seat in my house, which I bet you're like, yeah, great one. Go to. Okay. I bet you're like, you could have gone to IKEA and got something better, but I made that. It wasn't that funny. You need to go out more. Not during tier 3 though. I also got better at barbering. I cut people's hair. I cut those 2 people's hair, and I haven't got the picture. Tom might have the picture. Don't ask me about Tom Freeman, because for some reason his hair is really difficult. But Tom Morgan, I tell you what, there's one haircut I gave him that was actually quite good. It was actually all right. Mate, I faded it in and everything. Like, started on a half, and I came up to here, and then I went up to a 2, and then, I scissor cut the top. That's how we do it. But Tom Freeman's hair, I butchered numbers of times. That was before I shaved the whole thing off. But that was another thing I got better at 2020. And, as I said, it's this time when we think about what we want to do. We think about how we want to grow. But here's the thing, right? I gave up those things, so let's not talk about that now. But we don't have to wait until a new year to assess what we're going to grow in. Because opportunity might encourage us. So, for instance, I was locked in, so that's why I did the baking, the barbering, and the carpentry. But a growth mentality is a choice. Okay? So we're coming up to New Year. It's an opportunity, but to grow is a choice. And the truth is, God wants us to choose us. He wants us to live a life that's more abundant. That's quite a churchy, biblical word, abundant. But it means get bigger, get better. And one word in particular that really stood out to me when I was looking at this is, I don't know where the meme was. Like, it was a meme at some point, but shalom. That was a thing. Like, for I don't know why, but I had some kids at school who just kept going, shalom. And I was like, Hebrew, that's great. And they're like, I don't know what it means. But shalom, it means peace, but it means more than that. It means complete fulfillment. It means absolute satisfaction. And by us growing, I believe we can experience shalom. We can experience peace. We can experience just being absolutely satisfied with ourselves. But only when we're with God. God is about growth. Isaiah 43:19, and if you've been to SYC, you might know this one. It says, see, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs up, do you not perceive it? I am making a way in the wilderness and streams in the wasteland. So it's saying, I'm growing you, I'm changing you, but there's a reason. It's not a new thing for new things' sake, and the example here, it provides a way out of the wilderness. So if you're in the wilderness, it means you're lost. So by growing, we find a way out of that. And it says streams in the wasteland. Now, wastelands are wasteful because there's no life there. But where there's streams, there's life. So what God is saying here is by us growing, we'll be able to get out of difficult situations and we'll be able to bring life to things that are dead. So by us growing, the different places we go, we can bring life, and we can also make sure that we can get out of there unscathed with Jesus. So I'm going to give you 3 examples of biblical people who have shown growth. And by growing and by turning it up, dreadful, by turning it up, they have grown and developed. I'm going to tell you the 3 people so you're not under any false illusions of who I'm talking about. First person is a geezer called Elijah. The second is a geezer called Peter. And the third is a lady who doesn't actually have a name specifically. It's kind of an unnamed woman. People say it's Mary Magdalene, but unless I've just completely got the wrong end of the stick, in some of the accounts it doesn't name the woman. And I'll explain why I talk about those 3 people. First one, Elijah. He turned it up in his authority. In his authority. Now, you might know the story, but basically Elijah got started on by a whole heap of people who thought they were all that. And he had this sort of standoff where he was like, you bring your gods, I'll bring my one true God. You can do all these stupid little dances and make yourself look stupid, but I will bring the real God. He stood up, he turned it up in authority when he started on these guys. Now, the story goes, there's a challenge. You've got a cow there. We've got a cow there. I'm not going to give you any fire lighters, not giving you anything like that. You need to set your cow on fire just by praying. And they were like, yeah, we can do that. They had 500 this side, and Elijah's just chilling with his dead cow over here. And he's laughing at these guys. He's like, oh, go and scream a bit louder. Maybe your God's gone to the toilet. And really stressing these guys out to the point that they're desperate. Nothing happens, though. Whereas Elijah over here, he's like, let's make this a bit harder. Give me a jug of water. I'm just going to pour a few of these on there. And then, guess what? Fire consumes the cow. Elijah turned it up. Because we can turn it up in authority. Elijah stepped up in authority. He grew in his authority. When we grow in authority, we are stepping out in faith. We're believing in what Jesus is going to do. Now, here's the thing. God doesn't want us to be weak Christians. And what I mean by that is I don't expect you all to start going to the gym and deadlifting and all of that. It's not talking about physical strength. It's talking about spiritual strength. God doesn't want us to be these weak and sort of self-pityful Christians all the time. Like, yeah, I can't do it. No, God gives us authority to be strong even when things are difficult. Elijah was not crying. He was at a later point. But at that time, he stood up. He turned it up in authority. He stepped up. And guess what? When he did that, hundreds of people saw that and knew that God was the one true God. So when we step up in authority, when we turn it up, people know the God we follow. So that's the first one. The second one is Peter, and he turned it up in intimacy. He grew in intimacy. And if you don't know this story, Peter was in a boat. You got to wait for me to say it. Come on. That's my job. You have to respond. Peter was in the boat and stormy. Who's been in a stormy boat before? I'm not talking metaphorical. I'm talking, have you been in a boat when it's been like rocking like this? Have you been on the ferry when it's like, it's not great. But they were in a boat and they thought they were going to capsize. They thought they were going to die. It was that rough. Gets to morning. Jesus was been chilling on a mountain as he does sometimes. And it's like 4 o'clock in the morning. Everyone's like mega tired, but like, you know that post-adrenaline exhaustion you feel when you're like, I don't know what life is anymore. They were feeling that. And Jesus, as he does, just was walking out to them on the water. I'm not going to try it, but if I could have like some wires for next time and then I can walk out here, that'd be good for special effects. But Jesus was walking on the water to begin with, and Peter turned it up in intimacy because he was like, if that is you, I'm going to come and walk on the water with you. Guess what? Nobody else has done that. Peter turned it up in intimacy. He grew in relationship with God. He experienced something that no one else in the world ever experienced because he decided to turn it up, show his faith, and he grew in relationship. Here's the thing, guys. You guys can grow in relationship as well. You can grow in intimacy. You can turn it up in your intimacy. But it might involve you turning on your alarm a bit earlier. Okay? True story. This last month, I've made a real effort to wake up a few minutes earlier, not because I'm really spiritual, because I know that if I commit some time to Jesus in the morning, my days are going to go better. Here's the truth. The days have gone so much better when I've been dedicated, I've turned it up to make sure I have intimacy with Jesus in the morning. It's hard. I don't want to be waking up at 6 o'clock in the morning. Trust me. I love to sleep. But honestly, it's something that I'm not going to be able to go back from. That was the next thing. Peter turned it up in intimacy. Final one was the woman. And the reason that I mentioned this woman is because she is amazing. She turned it up in her worship. And you might know the story, but Jesus went to a Pharisee's house. Pharisees is like a church priest. Imagine like the robe and the white collar, all looking very holy. And back in the day, when you went to someone's house, they washed your feet, or the servants washed your feet and stuff like that as a sign of respect. It's kind of like, may I take your coat for you, as we would do in our country. But this Pharisee was sad. He didn't do that. He was just like, forget you, Jesus. And instead, this lady, who in the Bible says was sinful, I don't want to go too much into that, but it says she was sinful. It said she made mistakes. She decided to pour this really expensive perfume on Jesus and to clean him and to show respect to Jesus. She worshipped Jesus. And when I'm talking expensive, I'm talking like sell your Mercedes Benz kind of expensive, buy some perfume with that money and pour that on Jesus. So we're not talking like she's gone to Boots and she had a couple of vouchers. We're talking like she's worked for a whole year, saved up all that money, spent it on perfume, and then poured that on Jesus, which is mind-blowing. That is a form of what we call worship, when we show adoration, when we show respect to someone that we love. And that unnamed woman is probably one of the best examples I can think of, someone worshiping. And she wasn't singing. She wasn't playing Matt Redman or House Fires. It wasn't that kind of worship. It was worship with her life and her sacrifice. And the reason that when you mess up, and trust me, I've messed up. I mess up all the time. But before I was a Christian, I made some really bad decisions. I wasn't a very nice geezer. And because of those mistakes, I did some bad stuff, bad reputation, all of that sort of thing. So when I came to Jesus, I already knew there was a lot that I could be thankful for. There was a lot of things that I could even tell you now, which I don't really want to, because I'm ashamed of it. There's a lot of things in my life that I've done that I'm sad about, that I can worship Jesus for. This woman turned it up in her worship, and I want you guys to turn it up in your worship. These are 3 areas that we can turn it up in this year. We can turn it up in authority. We can grow in our worship, and we can grow in our intimacy. This new year, or forget new year, from this moment now, you can grow. Because when you grow, people will be affected by that. You can turn it up. And then that will affect the people around you. So what we're going to do is we're going to have a song come on in a moment. And I asked George to put an absolute banger of a worship song on. I didn't give him a specific one, so I've trusted him. So this is I'm excited just to hear the song, let alone anything else. But what's going to happen during this song, I want you to think about those 3 things. I want you to think about, can I grow more intimate with God? That means, can I grow closer? Can my relationship with him get closer? Can I have more authority in my life? Not so you can start bossing people around, because who knows, there's those teachers who, as soon as they get a promotion, they start bossing people around. And we're not talking about that. We're talking about people growing in strength so they can help people. And finally, growing in worship, so we can show our thankfulness to Jesus, who, if you didn't know, died for us. And if you've made half as many mistakes as I have, you'll know that's a pretty big deal. So when this song is on, I want you to think about those three things. Jesus, can I grow in authority? Can I grow in intimacy? And can I grow in worship in you? I'm not going to ask for hands up, but I believe God is here. And what that means is when you want to make a change, when you want to turn it up, Jesus is ready for you to turn it up. Okay, so this song is going to come on, and this is going to be a time where we're spending it in our little bubble with Jesus and just thinking about those three things. Because if you want to grow, this is the right time to grow. Okay, so this song is just going to play. We're going to reflect on this, and at the end I'm going to pray.
Come and make your throne upon our praise.
Jesus, we thank you that you can change everything in our lives, Father, and that, Lord, when we give it over to you, you help grow us, you help change us. And Father, we pray for this year, or from this moment on, Lord, we would grow in intimacy with you. We would grow in authority. Father, you give us a spirit, not of fear, but of power, love, and restraint, Father. We thank you that we can boldly stand and do what you ask us to do because of the spirit that you give in our lives. And Father, help us to worship you, because we have so many things to be thankful for, even when times are difficult. I pray for everyone in this room. I pray that you'd help grow us. I pray that you'd help strengthen us. And that, Father, that we would continue to grow and bring life to those around us. Amen. Super. Right, I'm going to ask Mr. Freeman to come back up. Just to give you a heads up, for next week, it's going to be our last one in the building until we come back in 2021. But you're going to want to come because we've got presents for all of you. But guess, you're only getting it if you turn up. So you got to turn it up. And you got to turn up. Okay? So you need to be here. Otherwise, you're going to miss out. And I'm going to sell your presents and make myself some money. Yeah? So cash money. So make sure you turn up. It won't be the same without you. All right? So make sure you book in for next week. Fremont, over to you, good sir.
Thank you. My arm? No. Can you turn it up? Cheers. All right, yeah, cheers for that, Will. Should we give Will a big round of applause? All right, so we've got a few minutes left before we all have to go home. So there is probably not enough time to do that. So there are some ping pong bats here. So there's 4 of them. So if you've used hand thing as well, we can have a few goes. And it's quite simple. It's literally how many keepy uppies you can do. All right?